थिएटर के लिए उनका जो प्रेम था, एक्टिंग के लिए उनका जो प्रेम था, उन्हें कहीं कहीं मैं कहूँगी नई नई राहों पर उन्हें लेकर चले। एक्टर, डायरेक्टर, एकेडमिक लेक्चरर, हम वेलकम करते हैं हमारी अगली मेहमान जैकलिन रोसेटी का।
Jacqueline, welcome to our show.
Dhanyavad.
Jacqueline, you have been associated for quite a long period with the National School of Drama.
Yes,
you have done
that's right.
various productions with them. So how did your association with the National School of Drama and India begin?
Well, you see, my husband and me, we moved to India and stayed here really for 4 years. And I grew up in London, my father's French, so I feel very international anyway. And I was quite cheeky. I just went into the NSD and told, you need me. And that was quite a big laugh, actually. And Shantanu Bose, who was the dean, and he's back again, the dean, which makes me very happy. He said, you know what? You start tomorrow. And for a German person, of course, it sounded a bit okay. And I did start the next day. So that was how it really all began.
But did they have a course in international theatre, or you were the one who actually made them think about it?
I'm not quite sure about that, actually. The thing is, what they needed definitely an international director, because I guided in my first time 3 young directors. And then I got the big production Katzelmacher, which was, I loved it. It was really one of my best experiences as a director.
That was in Bamuk.
That was in the Bamuk Theatre. And so it kept a big friendship between NSD and me, and especially between Shantanu Bose and me.
Thirsty!
ठीक है, तुम कहो तो मैं बियर लेके आती हूँ, पर पैसे तुम्हें देने होंगे।
एक मेरे लिए भी बुरे नहीं है ये। अभी तक ली कि नहीं इसकी? ली। अबे जम के लिए जम के। कमाल है यार, कमाल। कोई मुकाबला ही नहीं है इसका। It's like party time.
So for how long have you been working with NSD now?
Oh, this is now, I would say this is the 4th production.
Okay.
But it was all in the past 4 years together.
Okay, wonderful.
So 4 years. Okay, so when we are talking about theatre, so I just want you to compare between when we compare the theatre scenes in India, Europe and Japan. So what's your take on that?
Is it very different?
It is incredible different. You see,
really?
Germany has a long theatre tradition. And I have to say, until 1933 and after 45, of course, we have the privilege of being very free. We do not have to take care about any government, about any politics. We are very free what we want to show as a director and actor, actress. And that's a complete different way of working. You do not have to think about, oh, am I allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do that? So Germany has a really big, strong theatre culture where we really have complete different ways of directing and acting. My experience in Japan now was very interesting to watch. They are extremely professional and disciplined. And sometimes I thought, oh my God, just a little bit creative chaos. and that was very interesting. But this is about India. It is a creative chaos. I always have to feel, I jump into a very cold water and I have to swim. And it's a good feeling because the actors here in India are incredibly passionate, and the NSD has a very good eye of choosing people. So it gave me a big chance to show young actors, I think, a way of playing and directing which will be coming into international fields now, because everyone watches Netflix, so everyone wants to, of course, be now an international star. And I think that's why the NSD got me back again, to show them a bit more psychological play, but with lots of emotions.
Right. So your current production,
Yeah.
Hamlet Machine. So could you share more about that?
Yes, it was a play Heiner Müller wrote in Germany in the 70s. And Heiner Müller himself lived in East Germany, which everybody knows. We had the war, we were
Yes.
divided, there was the communism, and we were, of course, the democratic
Democrats.
part. And he wrote this play actually against the system and was very criticized for that. And it has a lot to do with fighting against oppression, fighting about people who think, I am the only person who can tell people what to do. And then, of course, after we got reunited again, I think this play was a bit put into a, how do you call it, wardrobe.
Yeah.
And now, due to the Ukraine war, it's got incredible up-to-date, which scares me a bit. Because it is about people who oppress other people, who would kill to just have their big face somewhere in a monument.
Does it resonate with the Indian audience?
We will see. I hope so, because I think everybody knows what's going on in Europe at the moment. And of course, it is based on the Hamlet story.
Yeah.
And Hamlet fights against his uncle who killed his father to become king. And he has to really misuse Ophelia, that nobody really knows that he's going to fight against the system. And I think that's incredible up to date.
Yeah.
I mean, you had also the oppressors here in your country, and I think lots of people will get reminded about how people fought for their freedom and their rights.
Absolutely.
So, if I talk about your two movies, Shukriya and Corona Se, these two movies were nominated for B3 Film Festival in
Yes.
2021.
And then one was in Hindi
was
and the other one was in German.
German.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ménage à Trois and
Yes.
Shukriya were the two Indian movies,
Yeah.
and Corona Sick nominated as the best drama.
Oh, so there were three.
3.
You always wanted to be an actor, or is it like
It just happened by
it
chance.
just happened by chance? Yes.
It's always the interesting question. I must always laugh when an actor say, "Oh, I knew when I was born I want to become an actress." No, this was not me. I went as a child to some theatre production. I sat like this. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And that was the first motivation for me. If I ever get into this job, one of the most important things is for me, I want to believe you. I want to believe you. And the next thing was, I was in a big musical, Aladdin. I was 14. And I was really through the stage, the actors, they were singing and dancing. And suddenly there were some technical issues. And suddenly this actor stopped to play. And I found it so frustrating that the actor on stage suddenly was a very private person. And this is one of the things I took from childhood. And when I was young woman, I said, I will never allow an actor to be private for 1 second on stage, because you see it. You
Yes.
see it straight away.
Yeah.
And then it was not by chance, but it was kind of, I went in England to a drama school, and it slowly, I thought, it is a job you have to work for. It's not that I think it's a pink bubble and it's everything so beautiful. It's a very tough job.
Absolutely.
And now
it
that's
is.
my attitude, stayed the whole 30 years with this attitude.
It is very tough,
Yeah.
theatre especially, because it's all live. As you said, you
Yeah.
cannot allow an actor to be a private person
That's
even
the
for a
point.
single
That's
moment. It's
it.
all live.
Yeah.
There are no cuts, there are no
That's
retakes,
it.
nothing.
Yeah.
However, you worked in cinema as well as theatre.
Yes.
Yes.
What is your calling? What excites you the most?
I can't tell this. You see, as a director and actress, it's two complete different fields.
Absolutely.
Of course, movies are great because you can go onto the street, you can show a lifestyle in the street, you can do much more things with secrets because it has a lot to do with editing, but it's a complete way of directing and acting.
Right.
And I always keep on saying, in movie, the camera points this direction and tells me where to look. In theatre, I can have 10 actors on stage and the audience is free to look over here, over here, over here, over here. That's why I would never say I prefer this most. I love both.
Stop night ball.
क्या हो गया? क्या हो गया? इधर हो गया यार? इधर देख क्या हो गया? उठ इधर चलो आए इधर आए हो गया यार हो क्या रहा है तुम्हारा? बहुत आसान है यार बस घूम फिर कर उसी टॉपिक पे तो आना है हमें.
But how about designing of sets, the music, and all other associated elements that are there in the theatre? Because it is not just the actors, their dialogues, and
No,
their delivery, right?
no.
So there's everything else. So when you are the director, so what are those things that you specially take care of?
This time, I did the stage design, costume design, and the choreography, and directing. So for me, it's very, very important that everything connects with each other. Of course, I have incredible, great assistants. They help me a lot. But it's for me very important, especially with the stage design. This is something I really want to take over myself. And that's what I did in Katzelmacher and now in the Hamlet Machine.
Being an actor and director and then teaching this art to others, how challenging is it?
Incredible challenging, because that's what I said. I also not only direct, I give classes in Germany, in Tokyo, and now in India. And for me, it's so interesting to pick up what they have in their traditions. It's so important. I don't want to make them European. They can keep something from their own culture, and I try to combine it with European culture, and that works really good. That's
So what you love the most?
I can't
Teaching or being?
Oh no, this is, I think I like teaching, but of course I am a director and actress really, really inside, yes.
Jetzt keine Vorführung hier. Enchanté, Schwesterherz. Lange nicht mehr gesehen. Hier, für dich.
Und, wie findest du es?
Das ist nicht zu viel.
Hier ist nur ein bisschen übergemalt hier. So. Also ich finde es schön. Soll ich dir noch Eyeliner auf die Augen machen?
Nee,
Das ist aber echt schön. Da würden deine Augen super zur Geltung kommen.
aber du kannst mal da die Schachtel auf dem Schreibtisch holen.
Jael? Habe ich das richtig ausgesprochen? Jael? Sag mal, warst du schon einmal auf so einer Demo?
Demo.
So when we talk about your future projects, so what are the projects you're working on?
I met an incredible director in Tokyo, Layana Yonekura, and we are going to plan some projects. And I also got this film script now from Tokyo So it might happen that I also shoot a movie in October in Tokyo. But I'm definitely going to work with Layana Yonekura when I go back to Tokyo.
Wonderful. So just a short while ago, we were also talking about your experience with Meeta Mishra. So talking about Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, how was the experience? How did you land into this role and how did everything happen?
Actually, she wanted to work with me and said, can you suggest a play? And I said, yes. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Because what is very interesting about this play, everybody knows, of course, the movie with Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. And what really bothered me a lot in Germany when I saw this play, they're always drunk and screaming at each other. And I said, you know what? I am British. My husband, poor George, he's Indian, and so is the young couple, Nick and Honey. Let's switch it a complete way round. You are not frustrated because we don't have the child we're always talking about, but he also feels still this British oppression. Then the character works for my father in the history department, so we have this double thing. For him, there is still this British oppression, and that worked out incredibly well, that we didn't need to play we're drunk for 2 hours. It was really getting onto a political level, which was really beautiful.
You know, talking about your favorite, and you have to take one name.
Yes.
No, I can't, because you see, I've written now my first film script, and I think I'm going to try to also direct this film. But being on stage for so many years, also as an actress and director, I can't say which I prefer.
Right.
It's really not possible. I wrote my PhD about film and theatre, and that showed me really, I think you have to be able to do both.
Right.
I think you have to be able to work in a movie as also on stage, because this is the future. Everyone wants to go, of course, to Mumbai, Bollywood.
Yes.
But I keep on saying, please, do also 1 or 2 years stage experience.
Yep.
Because the young actors, they think, oh, I will become a star very quickly. It might happen. But I keep on saying, if you never play theatre, there will be something lacking when you turn 30, 35, because then your beauty is not gone, but you can't play anymore the sweet little girl or the cool little boy. You want to be more a character.
Right.
And if you have not the experience of a theatre where you work for weeks on a character, play perhaps 20, 30 shows, you will miss this one day. And that's why I say I can't compare it.
Ich halte das in diesem Arbeitsumfeld einfach nicht mehr aus. Das habe ich meinem Chef jetzt auch gesagt.
Sehr gut.
Ja?
Oh, du Lusche! So wird das nie was!
Also wenn Sie schon nicht an mich glauben, was soll ich denn da bitte noch machen? Ich mache meinem Elend ein Ende.
Los! Weiter!
You sound like a very strict director. Are you one?
Strict teacher.
Not strict, but I think I know what I want to see in the end. And I think I can give the actors a lot. And that's for me very important to try out things, of course. But I think I'm very professional. I think that's different.
Yeah.
Strict sounds like as if the person doesn't know what to do and then you become strict. But I'm so professional. I know in the end, everyone's going to see this show or this movie. And you have the responsibility for it. And that's why I say I'm very professional, not strict.
Ja und? Keiner dreht! Was soll der Scheiß? Dann ein Theaterstück. Ha? Für wen? Ein unsichtbares Publikum? Einen Roman. Meine Geschichte. Die Geschichte von Corona. Corona. Das hat doch gar nichts mit Corona zu tun. Corona.
Can we say that theatre is a foundation, is a base
I
for
think so.
any
Definitely.
actor?
Definitely. Because look at people who didn't go to a drama school when they turned 30, 40, 50. They still hang around with this old image. And that's quite sad for me to see. Because there are so great characters when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50, even when you're 80. But it's a slow process, and you have to know the techniques and know how to play a character with more levels in the end. And if you've never experienced this, because I think the script for a movie is written and you do not have like weeks in a theater to study it, to go over it. You have to come on set and now it's your cue. That's the problem.
So apart from being a theatre actor, director, a movie actor, director, you are also a celebrated author.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's also about discipline. You have to be very because everybody says, "Oh, you just write a book." I said, "No, you have to get up in the morning, really say, this is my schedule. I sit and write. I've written now 8 books, but you know, everyone keeps on asking, "Oh, how now? Why did you start to write?" I said, "I think it has also something to do with my jobs.
Yeah.
I am focused on language, and that's the interesting thing. That's why I also like writing."
So it was wonderful talking to you, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for being here with us on our
Shukriya.
show.
I was about to say, please say something in Hindi.
Shukriya.
So, yes, shukriya for coming
Thank
here.
you so
it
much.
was really inspirational
Thank you
talking
so
to
much.
you. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.